that. All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome tonight. My name is Mida Jimo. Privileged to be team leader of Plan B Express. And then this stakeholder meeting is for our wonderful organization referred to Evergreenffx. And in my front, and what we have highlighted to interact or discuss over on, remember, said this is a stakeholders meeting. When we talk about stakeholders, we're referring to people who have a stake in the thing. And no one who have a stake in the thing, I will want it to be destroyed. And that's why we're here to interact together, brainstorm, and all of that. So we'll take issues one after the other. But of course, we're privileged to have the honor of a lot of people and a great leader in the house, Mr. Anthony Goswill. Is in our midst. I'm sure he had a lot of tasks to do, but of course, for the growth of all of us, I'm sure that's why I had to create time out of no time for us to interact together in these stakeholders. And then I can see King Alex, wonderful leader. And so they are here. And then please, there's one very vital thing. Our interaction have to be coordinated and we have to employ maturity. So you want to give suggestions and issues, or you want to itemize issues, perhaps, bordering issues and all of that. We want to be constructive, we want to be civil, and then we want to be civilized. And that's one of the things. So there is nothing that we want to do. If we're not coordinated, we're going to destroy a whole lot of things. I'm sure I've been given permissions to go ahead. We want to start from welcoming all our people, and then I may not be able to mention all of us that I'm seeing already, but I can see a lot of persons. I can see Madam Nebo Iforman, I can see Maddie Nathaniel, I can see Mr. Parkins, Mr. Yinka Solomon, Mr. Simplicity, TJ, and Tosin, a whole lot of persons, and Gajiri Paul, SCL Sassonon, Beniza, giving Desmond Goke, and base engineer, and Yenny Samuel, Allen, and Hope, and King Alice himself, and the Comrade Raf, and all of that. So you're all welcome. And having known the whole essence of this interaction of this stakeholder meeting, which you can say is a town hall meeting, is to brainstorm together and then give a proper explanations on certain things that probably we may not be well informed about, and of course, to give positive suggestions on how forward we should move. I'm going to take it from the base one, way forward for sustainable growth and client cooperation confidence regain. I will start from this. We're going to be giving a few minutes to also that we can be very fast in addressing certain things, and then we can move ahead. Now, based on the first item in our front, there's a fact that we want to hear from us. Now, when you put up your hands, you're going to tell us your name. And then based on some of this heading, what were your expectations? And what are your disappointment? And what do you think, we can do to embrace, certain area and what to fail and all of that. That's why we say constructive before we go ahead on, addressing other issues. And of course, leaders, that means management and all of that, we tell us certain things that probably we may not understand or misunderstood so that we can go ahead. So ladies and gentlemen, way forward. So what were some disappointment probably we thought we've encountered, and what are suggestions, because we're going to take note of it before, King Alex, Mr. Anthony and all of that start talking to us on other items on the list. So please, you are joining us. Please, you're welcome. This is a stakeholder meeting. You're just joining us now. And then, please, you want to say, based on what I've said now, we will want you to raise your digital hand, and then so we can beacon on you for you to give us what were your disappointment, what were your expectations, and what actually, can you suggest for us for sustainable, and then movement, smooth running of we, ourselves, and then our business. Okay, so we just have to deal on this, we just have, I think, give and take about 10 to 15 minutes to do that. All right, so please, if you have some issues, you have some disappointment, and then, you You don't tell me problem and don't tell me way forward about it. This is my challenge, and I think we can do this way. Why don't we do this way? Of course, if it's not aligned, we're going to tell you, no, we can't go this way, and this is the reason, and all of that. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are filled with that. We just have 10 to 15 minutes to do that so that we have a lot of content to deal with. And so, please, I want to see your digital hands. Okay, I can see number one, I'm seeing Ese Osasea, number one. Okay, let me check. Please, you want to say something? Let me see your digital hands. Perhaps if you don't know how to use the digital hand, you can type on the chat box so that we can go together. I can see only one hand. Okay, I've seen two hands. Chooks, thank you, Chooks. Ebenezer Ulukadini. Okay, yeah, I can see three persons. All right, so I'm going to right away unmute Essie to tell us. Okay, Essie, please unmute yourself and speak to the microphone.
Hello, good evening.
God bless you, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, I'm disappointed. I'm not a trader, and I saw Evergreen as an opportunity also to be part of the Forex income. But, well, we sort of started very well. Then this year, I would say that when everything is considered, I've not gained anything. Rather, my 500 investment for one of my two accounts has depleted to 443. And on the other one, I lost about $100 as well. So I was like, I'm not trading by myself. I don't know how to trade yet, but this is happening. And then I attended the meeting with one of the founders, and my mind, cooled down again after, what we had experienced on the Monday, and looking forward to, more will come. Tuesday, everything just red. Now, after the meeting, I had hope that things will pick up again. And virtually nothing, only for me to also find out just yesterday that my account had even been disconnected and I was not owing. Immediately, I saw the invoice I paid. Even before the invoice came out, I was already looking for it. So I got in touch with one of our leaders, and he asked me, go to your back office, which I did, and found that I had been disconnected. Why? So through the support group, they said it would take 24 hours, and they said they were sorry. They would do it from their own end. I should just give my email address. So to say that I am not disappointed, I'll just be chewing my tongue, but I am. And I was now telling the leader, I said, instead of asking me to come and pay 300 or 350 or 500 for the giant boats, why don't you compensate those of us that, got disappointed, the old subscribers, of course. Why don't you compensate us and just migrate us to the boats? Because I don't see myself really monstering that energy again to raise money and do that. We know what the country is doing to everybody now. So that's my suggestion. I know there will always be improvements because they too desire to improve. So I'm looking forward to the steps that will be taken to make us smile. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Well noted. And well noted. Essay and Jaffet. Okay, I think the first hand was Ebenezer. Ebenezer. So go ahead, please.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I know each time I speak in each forum we have, I do appreciate Evergreenffx for being straightforward. The issue that I had, because you said we should explain our disappointment, was that the person that introduced me only told me the good side of it. He did not explain to me where that sometimes the market somehow, he only told me I've been making this, no matter what I did at the month, so something will come. So with that mindset, I came in. And I joined recently, just about 3 weeks ago. So I joined the very week, second week of February when losses started. So I made some losses, but there was a time I was very afraid. I had to call my upline, see what is happening. And I thanked him, although he did not initially guide me when I just started, but before I joined. But after I joined and I called him, I see what he explained to me that I should not worry, that the team will bounce back. And to God be the glory, I can see good results coming back. So what I just want to say is that I wish to advise those who are upliners to keep encouraging their downliners, because one of the things that really helped me to have more rest of mind was because I started joining.
Ebenezer, you unmute yourself. Okay.
No. I saw the host muted me. It's okay. One of the suggestions I have is upliners to be encouraging their people to be joining those Mondays and Fridays meetings. Honestly speaking, those meetings really enlightened me and really helped me to have a change of mind, to have better understanding of the business. So those meetings really calmed down my fear and what my upliner also told me. So that's my brief suggestion, sir. Let us tell our people to be encouraging their people to be, when you invest in a place, some people just invest and forget about it. They don't care about what all they just want to be seeing is profit. No more, nothing more. So if they are encouraged that to join meetings regularly, they will know how the market is moving. Then if there are losses, they will still have rest of mind. They will not be afraid. They will know that, as our bosses, as one of the bosses that used to guide us has been saying, that this market doesn't have gains all the time. Even experts, they make losses sometimes. But at the end of the day, plus or minus, it will still benefit them. The profit will be more than the losses. So briefly, sir, people should be encouraged to be joining meetings for more enlightenment. And all planners should also take pain to be explaining to their people that they are bringing in that this is the thing. There are good sides, there are bad sides, but the good sides are far, far more than the bad sides. So that when they come in and see bad sides, they will not be afraid.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Ebenezer. So I'm moving to JA. JA, can you unmute yourself quickly and then tell us your disappointment and then your suggestions? And of course, this is a stakeholder meeting.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening. And I'm really very grateful for this forum that has been created. I'd actually wanted to, I'd put some things together, but the elections and my involvement in my party's activities has not allowed me, because of the reconciliation we're trying to do for court cases. So I joined at the end of January, and there was a case, so in my own situation, I had a very peculiar case, which was different from everybody else's experience. And I was quite vocal about it on the platform. And so exactly, to be precise, on my account, multiple positions were being opened. Okay. And so the result of that was within a period of time when other people were having, so trades closed in profits for many people, and I experienced losses because of that glitch. And I drew the attention of the admins. Eventually, Mr. Anthony reached out to me, and he calmed my nerves, and he said that the company would be responsible for any losses incurred as a result of the glitch. Now, signing on, we all signed on for risk, for potential risk, as well as, hopeful profits. But because it's Forex, we understand that there will be risk. So that's a given. But the glitch, so when you said that they will be responsible, the company will take responsibility for losses on my account as a result of the glitch, it put my mind at rest. So within a space of a week or two, I had lost almost $500 on my $2,000 account. But a friend who also had a $2,000 account, he lost $225 thereabout. Okay, while I lost a 462 or something like that. Okay, so my understanding is, okay, I should have lost 225 as a result of the trades that didn't end where they should have ended. So that means the extra losses I incurred were because of the glitch. But later, and so I got in touch with Mr. Anthony. Oh, I'm waiting to hear from the company. And he says, oh no, what he meant by taking responsibility would be I should just keep on trading, and eventually, I won't be charged anything until I'm back in profits. And we went back and forth. But you're talking about sustainability here. We want to build a business for the long term. And so you may start out with a company policy, but I believe this forum is so that if there's anything that can be improved, strengthened, so that every stakeholder feels like they are connected to this vision. So every stakeholder feels like things are being done in their interest, as well as the companies, because we want it to be win-win. That's why I'm raising this up. I had wanted to, I'd done my research, found out who are the people involved in this company, but I've not had time to reach out to different people. I wanted to do that. I feel that policy needs to be adjusted so that when the company, every great company has warranties, has guarantees, has buybacks, has recalls, because these are things that they are responsible for. Okay, so I feel that what is just and what is fair is that my loss should be at par with every stakeholder's loss. I shouldn't be made to bear more loss because of a glitch of the software. So I'm hoping that this can be looked into and, the policy can be readjusted, not just because of me, but anyone who experiences this, that's the fair and that's the right thing to do. The other thing I wanted to talk about, so in the 1 month I've been here, I've seen that another product has been released. Something that would give us a lot of confidence. So I made my decision to join Evergreen after 2 months of watching. I watched in December and in January. Somebody gave me his investor's password. And I saw the performance over a period of months. That person joined in November. And based on what I saw, I decided, let me take the risk. So I feel like we will have more people willing to subscribe to the giant bot if we also have the opportunity to see the performance of that bot. And then we can now make an educated decision. Some of us are not risk averse. We're willing to take the risk, but we just want to make a decision based on good information. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, thank you very much, J.A. I'm sorry, Chooks. Please, Chooks, you can go ahead. The last person is Emeka, so that we can move further. So, Chooks, you can go ahead, please. Chooks, can you unmute yourself and go ahead, please? Good.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, very well. I want to acknowledge and appreciate the fact that the number 2 item on the agenda for today's meeting points to the fact that the meeting is for management and clients. So I appreciate the fact that we are seen as clients. Okay, that for me is very key for gives a clear perspective of how the management sees us, not just as ordinary stakeholders, but as clients. Okay, and you must agree that the satisfaction of your clients is very key and to the success of any business. All right. So that said, I just clearly took time to highlight some of the things which do have come to the platform to share. Okay, but I would like, for the sake of the success of our meeting tonight, to once again point them out. And some of them I may not have brought up before now. Okay. So coming from the background of us, seeing us as clients, I would like us to imagine that as your client, I subscribed at a time where for like 2 weeks, for more than a week, my account remained unconnected. And then when it eventually began to trade, suffered 2 consecutive losses. And not only that, the balance in the account has now fallen below the initial capital threshold. Consequently, a lower lot size is now traded for the account. And this means that it will take a longer time now for me to recover from the trade. It doesn't end there. At the resumption of the new month, I realized that the previous loss position showing on my dashboard has been cleared by the system without any corresponding trading profits to actually evidence the recovery of the previous loss position. And what this means is that I will now unjustly be required to pay a commission for the new month, whereas I've not yet recovered the loss from the previous month. And as a matter of fact, my dashboard should be showing loss instead of profit. And this ought to be carried over for as long as it takes until full recovery of all losses suffered, and hoping that I will not experience further losses on my account. All right. So it is not surprising that the sudden introduction of the Evergreen Giant, at a time like when we experience that loss, can be considered a bit ill-timed, and it tends to create the impression that the SY variant is gradually losing steam. It also further gives the impression that the management is only interested in the subscription income to be generated from the multi-level marketing side of the business. So rather than focusing on and ensuring profitable trades, we are now pushing another variant, making it look like we are missing out from the Evergreen Giant, and then there's no much focus now. That is our perception. So you see this feedback as honest and genuine feedback from your client. And I want to believe that the focus now should be on how to address this feedback. Okay, so it tends to create the impression that management is now only interested in the subscription income. I know I've mentioned this in one of our meetings, and I said we are so excited about this solution that has come. It will help so many of us who have lost so much in some other scams. Let me not mince words. We believed that this will be a genuine platform where that we will celebrate, that has come to provide solution and help us recover from some of the losses we've experienced in the past. Okay, so we were hoping, like I raised in that meeting, I was hoping that the Evergreen model will not be driven so much by the multi-level marketing side of it, because this is usually the hallmark of Ponzi schemes. There's no disputing the fact that our funds are with our independent brokers, of course. All right, but remember that the subscription fees and whatever losses suffered are never refundable in the event that system is no longer sustainable and the platform owners decide to close shop. In the light of this, therefore, I will admonish the platform owners on the following, because these are very important and will help guarantee the sustainability of your client's confidence in this brand. Number one, we need to focus on sustained profitability of the standard variant to enable recovery of previous losses. Let's focus on sustainable profitability of our regular Evergreen variant. Not you can do whatever you may, you can with a Giant bot. That is for those who are interested in that. But for those of us who signed up with the standard variant, it is important that you focus on sustaining the profitability of that variant. Number two, reinstate all loss positions on members' dashboard so that it will reflect the correct positions of our accounts. And this should be carried forward month upon month until full recovery of same. All right? Because if I had a loss, for instance, I have 2 accounts running, and I want to say clearly that, for instance, both of them $2,000. So I lost over $200 on one, same for the other, and that is excluding the subscription fee. So in total, I'm looking at well over $400 already. And now I've paid commission on whatever, because I started with one initially, but these losses have eroded whatever I would have gained from one of them. While on the other leg, the other account, I would say that I've lost more than $400. No, a business-minded person would want to consider all these experiences that I have gone through with Evergreen as palatable, not at all. Number 3, for the time being, let all marketing promotion of the Giant variant be channeled through a separate and dedicated group platform for those who may be interested in it, like somebody already pointed out in the group. Let all promotions be channeled through that separate and dedicated WhatsApp group. I also want to acknowledge the good disposition of management in accommodating criticisms, okay? But I want to wish that a bit more can be done by discouraging attacks on some stakeholders who may air their dissenting dispositions towards certain observations in the system. You will agree that one of the hallmarks of a Ponzi scheme is that it is usually characterized with much hype, and dissenting voices who question certain observations in the system are usually clamped down or threatened with removal from the group. This can be prevented through effective and timely communication and clarification by the group admins, who we consider as insiders and representative of management. So I want to believe that all these suggestions that I have highlighted here will go a long way in addressing some of the perception that your clients have concerning this business. And we hope that truly the focus is not on subscription income, which, if care is not taken, will begin to erode whatever it is that would have been generated through profitable trading. So please, I want to plead with management that will remain focused and let's not disappoint the community. I hope this business will remain sustainable. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that. I'm going to take the last person. I remember we said this is going to be the last person is Obele Emeka. Thank you. Can you unmute yourself? Obele Emeka. Sorry, Obele Emeka. Yeah. Okay. You can unmute yourself, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Felix. I got into this after the IPC experience. I told myself and my wife that I don't want to be doing some of these things again. But I got into this because my upliner is somebody that I trust so much. And she has always been talking and saying good things about you. I follow from behind. But sir, I bought this boat, I think sometime in December. I couldn't fund the account, and early January or so, I funded the account. Based on the 6-7 months testimonies, I am not so deep in forex, but the little I've been taught is that November, December, January, February, they are not always the good time for forex. My only challenge with this arrangement is that we just bought a bot, funded our account, had issues with the trading over a particular period, ran into losses. And the way to tell us that we have hope is tell us that there's a giant boat that we need to buy. Somebody was asking me about this Evergreen yesterday. I told the man that I don't know what to tell you, but they said we should come and buy a giant boat. That one gives more profit. He now asked me, the one that you bought, how much profit have you made on it? I said, please, let's talk about that another day. So, sir, please, my suggestion is this. If they want all of us to move into the giant boat, let them pity us. Allow us move into it. Whatever profit we are generating, let them take whatever money they want to take. So that the people that we brought into this we can tell them to do something else tomorrow. It's making me particularly a liar. So please, in whichever way you can help us to talk to them, do it. That will save Evergreen. That will save some of us. And that will bring growth to Evergreen. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I think we're done with this section. I'm sorry, Modenwa, please, I will not be able to take, because the whole essence of this is for us to harness together, and that's why we call it stakeholder. And the stakeholder means I have a stake. I'm not a parasite. I want the good of Evergreenffx, the good for me. That's what we call the injury to one, not injury to all. So like a comrade, movement. So it's a comrade movement we're talking about here. So should you have anything, you can type on the chat box. I'm going to take it down, and then so we can move. I know the other point we're going to be having, they're going to be, run online together, because that will go to us. And of course, I know we have listed, but before I move further, just like the last speaker said, I'm not speaking to try to make a defense statement about Evergreenffx. Quite unfortunate anyway. If you look at it, the first thing that I give a commendation to Evergreenffx was, like, when the giant was imputed to our system. I know many of us do not know that nobody was called on to pay a dime, and it was put into the system to recover those losses. And that was a time we make some profit that particular day until it went other way around. And we discover, I think I got a call from a lot of people, up to 90% of the people say, no, we don't want this and all of that. I remember telling somebody, hey, you know what? If you don't want it, fine. The management may think otherwise, and this acquisition you are doing, and people kept saying, oh, he said, why will you come and use Newboat to come and test our account? Why do you expose our account? And you say you are doing preservative of our account and all of that. And that was why you just brought this and then killing us and all of that. And I say, well, the recovery of your account may take time, because of course the system have to readjust itself and then balance it. But however, why we are here is not to play a defense role, is to be open-minded and interact together. Number one, we have spoken our disappointment and give a lot of suggestion. The company is at a position to look at certain things that can work and certain things that cannot work, with explanation to us why they cannot work. Another while, certain things we probably may not understand that make things happen the way it happens, and then that can give us a lot of things to go ahead. So, but at this point in time, I'm going to go because we're going to match these two together. So, management, client effective, and healthy corporation. I think I'll have to allow, there are issues that most of those issues we have itemized will be addressed there before other items and then other explanations. So I'm going to open the floor to Mr. Anthony, and he probably want to assign some point to people. I'm sure some of us have listened, and some would say, I really want to understand how you profit. Okay, that will be addressed in the way we're talking about the understanding the evergreen, conservative, and then aggressive giant boats. Okay, Manoa, we're going to do that. Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, what a privilege, and that's why we are here together as a stakeholder to talk together. And I have told us we are going to maintain decorum, and we're going to work together to understand ourselves so that we can produce good things. A house divided against itself will not stand. That's why we're here. So I want us to be calm. I'm going to be bringing on board King David, to speak on. Mr. Anthony is ready for us. I'm going to bring in King David, and quickly, of course, want to address one or two things for us, and so that we can be together. King David, you can speak to the microphone. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Felix, thank you so much. Okay. Is someone speaking?
You go ahead.
Okay. I'm sorry, Mr. Felix.
Please, before you go ahead, let me quickly say this. Everest, please, we wouldn't permit people to just be chatting and writing what you don't know on the group chat. If not, we will show you the way out. This meeting is meant for us to collaborate and healthy cooperation discussion. what you don't know, don't just come and start writing on the chat, because you can sit down somewhere and be writing. If not, you will excuse us from this Zoom meeting. Kindly take note. Be quick to listen before you start speaking. Thank you. Go ahead,
Okay.
David.
Sorry, I just thank you so much, Mr. Felix. Sorry, King D. I wanted to point out a few things before you can just wrap up, because some of the issues I think I have personal understanding, and I've dealt with them on a personal note. All right, um, so I will just give a brief explanation of some things. Then King David can, further explain and hit those points. Now, the major challenge that we have now, I can say emphatically, is education. Education, understanding, all right, and understanding the dynamics and the way Evergreenffx works and the forex market at large. Now, before this meeting, I have even chatted some persons that have asked some questions, and I've told them we have a meeting. Why not join in? Bring up your question here. We don't always have such, and we have the opportunity to ask questions now. So I said, come join the meeting, come ask your question, and if possible, you might even get an answer before you ask, because possibly some people might share the same sentiments, and when one is answered, it can, be clear for others. So, but you can see the number we have. A lot of people will not be in the Zoom meetings, even as it is announced, and then they will still, not get, to be educated, because we observe that many people joining the Zoom are the same people joining every time. You see, now that makes it makes the information revolve around a few persons. Now, that means the things we're going to be treating now, I like the fact that the meeting is being recorded, but the things we're going to be treating now, many people will still have the same sentiments going forward, which is going to be sad. Anyways, but I believe that making the recording available, they might, see need to, listen to it. Now, let me just quickly clarify some issues very quickly. First of all, I'll attend to the Everest, Mr. Everest on the chat. So your notion is actually wrong, all right? And that is why King Alex was just asking you not to make assumptions, all right? What you saw if you have been attending the Zoom meetings before that particular package was launched, we announced that there are special days. The giant bots have special days where it trades special pairs, over 4 pairs, all right? And then on a daily basis, on other days, it trades the normal conservative, it trades Euro USD, which is a volatile pair. It trades 1 pair on a daily basis. But on special occasions, which is rare, we said some special days, maybe sometimes it can happen 3 times in a month, sometimes 2 times in a month, sometimes once, sometimes it might not even happen in a month. But we have special signals where we can know when those special days are. And those special trades will be taken, and those you will see different pairs. So that is what you saw that day. So that is not to say it is not giant bot trading. All right. So just to clarify that. So that was giant bot, but that was on a special day. A special day that, as I explained, all right, it was not a normal giant trading, which is Euro USD. But on special occasions, it trades about 4 pairs, and that was what you saw on that day. So that being clarified, I'll just go straight to answer Mr. Josh, that's Dr. Josh J.A., and another person that asked a question that I thought we should give a very, I should respond to. I think it's, I don't know if it's Chooks or Obele Imeka. So I'll just answer it nevertheless. So the first thing is you asked about the performance, and you said attention should be given to the GDI bot performance, not just the giant, and that it seemed like the company just wanted to take um, it's just after subscription fees. Okay, now I want you to understand that the company is not after subscription fees. All right, and that being said, it is such that the company knows that this particular board, we have said it over and over again, it's a conservative board. Now, the reason for the performance is not because the company paid less attention to it, and it is not because the company modified it such that it should not make so much profit. And one thing everyone should understand is that the company is in this business to make profits. And the profit of the clients, gives the company more profits. Now, what will the company stand to gain to, try to make clients be in loss? Because when you are talking and reasoning, try to think about the other parts, not just your part. Don't try to be individualistic or selfish about your statements. Think about the other part. The company pays for maintenance and for server and all that. Now, if the accounts are not in profit, and the GDI account, we have more clients on the GDI account than the giant, of course. Now, if the company is not, the clients are not in profit, it automatically means that the company will not be in profit. So what will the company stand to gain to try to make the bots not to function, or as you claim, try to focus on subscription, or try to make the performance? So when you talk about making the performance of the bot, now this is the two things. You must understand something. 95 or more than that percentage of bots have blown accounts. And you can go and make your research. All right. Now, there's a reason for that. The reason why such things happen is because of what you are pushing the company to do now. Because by the time the company is after trying to make profits without proper risk management and sustainability, because what you are referring to as sustainability is not sustainability. Your sustainability, in your words, is when the company is making profits, or when the bot is making more profit as you want. That does not guarantee sustainability. So if you are if the company succumbs to such pressures, I want to start trying things, because before any model is implemented on a general account like this, it must have been tested for a period of 6 months to 1 year. For a period of 6 months to 1 year. So the company does not just make changes and implement because we want to try to impress users. It is not professional. Now, in the long run, you can make good profits and your account can be at risk, a higher chance to be blown. All right. So this is one of the sides you must check. So in as much as your profits, if the company can modify such that you can make a 50% profit on the GDI bot every month, why shouldn't it do it? And who will benefit from it? Is not only you, the company will also benefit from it. So it then means that if the clients are not in profit, the company also is not going to be in profit. And the company is in business for profits. So you should understand that it will never be the intention of the company to try to suppress or make any of the products not to deliver at its optimal best. All right. So that notion is a wrong one. The performance of the board is as a result of the market structure. And we have said that over and again that at this time of the market, at this time of the year, the market is still gaining momentum, and we might not see so much, especially on a particular pair like AUD card that is not so volatile. And if you say, why not change the pair? I said, the company does not just implement things. As we speak, there are things that are being tested. All right. But the company does not implement things just because we want to impress users. It is after a period of 6 months to 1 year of tests and proving. All right. So that being said, you can understand for this fact that the company is watching out for you so that your accounts don't get blown. So the first way to be profitable in the forex market is to safeguard capital. It's true that some capital have gone lower than it should, but that is surely going to be recovered. It might take some time, but it will. And if it is done so and the market picks up momentum, see more profits, right? Then secondly, the negative balance showing on accounts on dashboards I announced that it is as a result of the new month that started. All right, but those records are intact and they will still reflect on our dashboard as they should. Okay. And another, you talked about the group. We have already, you know, introduced a new group for the giant bots, both a prospect and a members group, where we said for those who are interested that wants to follow up with the performance of the giant bot can use and join the group. We dropped the links on our members group. Okay. And then we talked about criticisms. Criticisms are very much allowed, and we never ever take it down, except when it becomes insightful and it is done in with a nonchalant attitude with the purpose of inciting or creating FUD. All right, because we won't, the company will not take such. In as much as we are trying to accept criticisms, we will accept only constructive criticisms. It must be done in a decent and mannerly way, such that we can see reasons with you to respond to you. And that is what we do. So when you are criticizing, you don't begin to abuse, you don't begin to subject, you don't begin to make on or very inciting conclusions or things that are not true, unrealistic assumptions, all those things. Once we see such, the comments can be deleted and will be deleted. And if the person continues, the person will be removed. There's nothing like Ponzi. It's not because this is a Ponzi. Everybody already knows this is not Ponzi. And it is done so that if like Mr. Felix said, you don't blame anybody for breaking the rules if there are no rules. So if we allow such, you will see both people that are not members, because we understand that it is not everybody that is in the platform that possibly have good intentions. Absolutely. So we have removed people that are so-called members who have gone to the back to incite other members and do some dubious things. So we are not ignorant of that fact also. So that being said, the groups will always be in check, all right? And constructive criticisms only will be accepted, all right? Now, responding to Dr. Josh concerning his loss as a result of the glitch that occurred. I remember when that happened, he reported it and he reached out. I actually messaged him and we fixed the issue was fixed, only to find out that it also continued. So when I spoke with him, I assured him that if anything is to happen to the account, because his concern was the account being blown. And I said, if your account is blown, and if anything happens to the account, the company will take responsibility. Now, that is as a result of course, the panic and all. And I reached out to him, I called him and calmed him down. Then he was calm. Now, when the issue resolved, I think the trades closed, and others made some loss, but he made more losses because of the extra positions that he had. Now, I explained to Mr. Josh that the company is already bearing the loss because the account, his personal dashboard, have recorded that loss. And according to the company policy, once a loss is recorded on your dashboard, it becomes the company's loss because the company will still pay for maintaining your account until that account is recovered fully. All right. But I understand his plight that he has more loss than others. Now, it's unfortunate because that loss happened as a glitch. And I told him that the company wouldn't have asked you to send back profits if that glitch resulted to profits. For instance, if the glitch had resulted to profits, the company wouldn't have asked you to send the extra profit you made more than others. It will still be yours, right? And now, for the fact that the glitch happened to result to a loss and it did not blow account, where we said we're going to do a refund is when the accounts were blown. All right. Now, the account was not blown, it recorded a loss. And the loss have been recorded in the dashboard. That means the company is already bearing the cost of that loss because your account will be maintained until that loss is recovered. It's sad that it had to happen as a result of the company glitch, but that is actually the way of the company bearing that loss. Because if the company is to send a refund in cash, it will still, that means the company will be bearing that loss twice, because we are sending you cash and the loss is still recorded on your dashboard, right? So it's not the way the company operates. So once the loss is recorded on your dashboard, if the account is blown, you don't have anything to trade again to recover any loss. That is why the company would have done a refund in the first place. But for the fact that it was not blown and we had a loss, and that loss have been recorded on the dashboard, it then means the company has already borne that loss. Because if the loss is recovered, until that loss is recovered, that was what I explained, that the company will not ask him to pay any profit share. And that is what it is. So if the company is supposed to send, because what I believe Dr. Josh wanted is for the company to send a cash back, or send a cash refund. But if that is done, it is then therefore the company is paying twice, because the loss will still be recorded on the dashboard. And that is why this is an automated system. It is an automated system such that it is not usually interfered. And that is why some of you, even leaders here, you are aware that when issues are raised, like clearing of dashboard, issues that have to do with interfering the automation process, it is always difficult to do. Some of you here have accounts that have not reflected under you, maybe people that registered that did not reflect under you, that you reported, and you can see that it took quite some time. All right. And some are still being worked on as we speak. So when it comes to do with issues of automation, all right, some things have to be truncated to deal with some issues. So the dashboard that records a loss has already, inside to mean that the company has borne that loss. The company is already taking charge of that loss. So if the company is paying another money, it's taking charge of it twice. And that was what I tried to explain to Dr. George. But nevertheless, the plight or the suggestion you made will still be looked into as a way of, you talked about, the company reviewing this policy. Trust me, if there are things the company will do to make it better, such that clients' satisfaction will be guaranteed, it will always do it. And I can give you my word that if there is a way to make it better, such that the company will, review this particular policy, if it happens in the future, such that the client will be refunded without it being recorded on the dashboard, it will be done. All right. So thank you so much. Over to you, King David, please.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Mr. Felix. Thank you, Mr. Goswin. Some of the things I wanted to address, I think you've really done good justice to it. I will still just add a few more things. By the grace of God, I am in the technical department of Evergreen, and I am going to say some things, and I'm going to be personal about this because like Mr. Gossi said, I think one of the issues that we have is a lack of education. At the creation of Evergreen, what we wanted to achieve and what we keep working on is to have a platform that will be on autopilot. And by this, I mean that there will come at a point where we will be able to be on vacation without actually working at all. And every user will be able to trade and do all the things he needs to do on his or her own without really asking for help or running into issues, because everything runs decentralized and automated and is efficient. And by God's grace, Paul said, if I am proud, I will be proud in the Lord. If I have to say, I have to say that I am very proud of what we have created. We are in a journey and we keep working very hard. So when I hear criticisms, I don't get mad, I don't get angry. I actually look forward to them, and I want to hear more. I want to see people rant. I want to see people tell how angry they are about a particular issue. It gives me a different perspective. So it's beautiful that everyone is able to say his mind. People who are saying that we need to accommodate more criticisms and all that, they are not saying bad. They are trying their best because they also want Evergreen to still be there. And of course, this meeting alone is to show you that we want criticisms. We want people to come and say their minds. Now, one thing I always enjoy people to understand is that you have to be open-minded in this world for you to make any progress. You have to have a large heart, be open-minded, such that when people bring things that you never thought will happen or will be considered, you will not become emotional. Now, I want to address the technical aspect of the questions asked, and then I will go on the emotional aspect last, because I found out that most of the issues that we are having are emotional issues. I'd like to tell us something. This is just a very simple truth. I believe that most of us here in this call are Nigerians. Now, Evergreen has members from about 119 countries. I didn't know how that happened, but from our back office, we have 119 countries. We have users that have never attended Zoom meetings, users that joined Evergreen from Google search engine optimizations, and then they don't know everything, every issue that they have, they get it sorted out from our customer support. And I'd like to tell you guys that Indians account for 70% of the total funds in Evergreen. 70%. The remaining is shared by Nigerians mostly, and then other countries. But Indians, about 26%. I don't know how these guys do this, but they hold 70% of the money in Evergreen as we talk. Now, these guys don't come to Zoom. These guys understand Forex. They don't come to Zoom. They don't even ask questions. Now, sometimes if I see their account balance, I am marveled. Now, our people just came out of the scam that claimed so much lives and funds, because some people have died because of what happened to them in IPC and COTP. Because the ripple effect of the loss, led to one. I know someone that went gaga. He became mad. He's still in psychiatric hospital because of the money he lost in COTP. And now that same person, I told him withdraw money. At a point, he said, no, he has done his research and he's sure that this company will last. Now, sorry for going that far. But I want to say something. Technically, those who experienced, whose loss is not reflecting in the dashboard, we are aware, and we have the record, and the glitch will be fixed. You will see the loss or the profit you've made in your account. It's not possible for Evergreen to charge you to pay profit share when you are still in overall loss in your account. It's not possible. We can't do that. We can't start doing that because that's not who we are. You know, we play a long-term game, and we are a business, and we want to make profit, and we would not want to take any action that will undermine our business. Now, people may misunderstand us at the cost of this, but that's the reason why we are in this meeting. And we will have more of this kind of meeting going forward because we are growing. And we've not even started, we're just starting. So I welcome all the criticisms and all the suggestions, and all of them will be considered. So those who are thinking that maybe we are trying to charge them we are trying to forego the losses and we want to start afresh, no. The reason this happened is just a glitch because the month ended and our system, you know, canceled out the previous month and started afresh. And we are going to fix that so that you will be able to see, even if it takes 1 or more 2 months for you to recover your losses, you'll be seeing it there, which I know that it's not possible for you to take that long. As for the difference between the giant, but because I'm trying to come through this so that, because I have to attend to some technical issues once I'm done. I want to come through it because I believe that I am in a very good position to answer most of the questions that will arise from all the points that are in the list here. Now, the two bots, like Mr. Felix tried to tell us, I laugh sometimes because when I say this borders on emotion, this is the aspect that borders on emotion. Evergreen as a company intended to give us the giant bots for free. Yeah, we are going to scale up because yes, we have to be very clear that we are sorry to say that as much as we want to carry everybody along, everybody cannot be carried along because we have minimum capital and all that. Some people, if you bring it down to 100, they will say 50. If you bring it to 50, they will say 10 and to even 0. So quite unfortunate that we have a level where we can go to. Now, and what happened. The reality of Forex, we took a loss, which was normal, and it became a problem that gave me blood pressure because people were calling me. Mr. Felix called me, everybody called me, and these guys are calling with someone. One woman called me, said, I want to send him to hospital. Send her to hospital. She trusts this AUD card. She does not want anything to do with any other pair and everything. I can say that over 90% of the person that spoke with me, we are so furious. In fact, if they could reach me, they would beat me up. And I said, okay. In this case, I think we have to, as a company, go back to our drawing board and try to satisfy our clients. And by God's grace, we did satisfy our client because in this meeting, we have over, how many persons are we here? We have over 43 persons. Evergreen as a company has much more. This is not up to 3% of our members in this call. And I have feedback from plenty of our members that they say how that they are okay with the fact that this thing has been differentiated. The GDI bot has its mode of operation. The market, our AI does not react to the market. And every good system out there does not react to the market. If you react to the market, you will fail. Consistency and sustainability in Forex is not gotten or achieved by reaction to the market. If you have, the GDI has what we call machine learning, that's vector machine learning. That is to say that it's able to readjust itself entry points, basically. That's when we talk about MMS. But as to the strategy and the market structure, this period of the year is the period of the year that the AUD card at the pay. Position traders are taking positions. That's why you see some movement happening in the market. And you can't begin to change the whole thing because it's not giving the kind of profits that people want immediately. When we started, we had this time. This is not, some people are joining us till December. Most of the persons that raised the concerns and spoke in this Zoom call joined us December, January. Some people have been with us since July last year. And I can tell you that there were periods we had drawdowns back and forth. We even took slight loss for almost 2 months. And then we now come and we now took another 3-4 months that there was no drawdown. Every trade closed mostly on the day on the daily basis, and people made so much profit. And I want to assure you guys that the GDI AI is not being tampered with for marketing reasons, maybe to promote giant or anything. No, we are not foolish in this business. We know that everybody has to be carried along. The GDI AI is working, doing its job, and the market is doing what it can do. So your job is to not be emotional and set. You have handed over your account, and you know that we are not in a hurry to blow your account because we want to make so much money for you. There is so little we can do when it comes to what the market is doing. But we can assure you that our AI is in charge of this game. That is to say that every position that is opened in your account is opened because we have an edge. So the period that you are not seeing profits the way you've been seeing them and the way you want to see them, it's quite unfortunate that this is the reality of the market. Maybe you don't have knowledge. I've told our team that we're going to start add extra 1 day in these Zoom days that we have in a week. Maybe every weekend we have a Zoom call like this where we'll have experts come and address us and educate us and prepare clients who care to get educated for the week. You understand? What we have in this industry is an edge. The special days Mr. Goswin talked about is something that I can tell you that it's not. You don't even institutional traders, many persons do not have access to such, and there are days that we end up cutting loss because this is forex market, and there are days that we end up making 10%. We've seen in the past, we've seen 10%, 11% in a day without drawdown. Now this month is March. This is a beautiful month. Nobody predicts the future, but we have an edge when we have knowledge and we have tools. This month is going to be so beautiful. We make a lot of profits. We have up to 3 special days coming in the coming days before the end of this month that will trade and make so much profit. But the GDI bot can only trade AUD card. And it's obvious that the bulk of our members do not want, they just want what they are used to. They don't want to get introduced to maybe new possibilities and all that. If they will be convinced to join new possibilities, they maybe probably want to look at it. They don't want it to start happening on their accounts and all that. I understand them, and I used to be in their positions maybe 3-4 years back when I used to be emotional about this business. So I want to assure us that the only thing you need to do is to maybe start attending Zoom meeting and inform, like someone that spoke to us here, was telling us that we should, as leaders, try to inform our people to come for the classes and try to learn. We are in charge. Nothing has gone wrong. This is not a multi-level marketing sheet, and you have no fear. You should have no fear of maybe being ripped off or the company closing shop because they have achieved their multi-level marketing game and all that. No, I want to tell you something. The server that we are using to host Evergreenffx, I'm not talking about the website, I'm talking about the connection points. We are using something that's equivalent to MQL5. We are paying money. When I say money, we pay. This is not something that is available to the public. You don't go and subscribe. You pay, you pay for like 1 year. And I want to tell you that we've been running more like a charity business for Evergreen for the past 7 to 8 months. Because most of the account holders, they don't even make up to what it takes, as in their profit share and whatever they are paid is not able to carry the account for 6 months. So nobody is doing multi-level marketing. If we wanted to do multi-level marketing, it's not difficult to set Evergreen GDI, maybe interfere and try to do some crazy gambling, which of course you could make some profit, crazy profit in 1 day, and then maybe it will drive traffic, people will come, something is happening here, and then the next day account gets crashed and everybody goes home. That's why when people come with all their bitterness and anger, we don't react to them because we know what we are doing. If you left, some people got angry around August last year when we had drawdowns and we took, I think, $20 loss on a $1,000 account and vice versa across all accounts. I know someone who left the company and went to a particular, I don't know the name, but I think some of us here might know. And within 3 weeks, the company crashed the accounts because the person told me that he was going to leave, that we don't know what we're doing. He suggested that we should implement something and make more profit. In fact, he was basically giving me a new system that we should use for Evergreen. I said, no, that we don't do this, that I have an edge. I've been in this, I'm a lawyer. We left all we are doing to do all these things. We want to help because we see how people are suffering in the hands of Ponzi schemes. And this guy left. Now, after 3 weeks or 4 weeks, he got his account blown and he came back. Now, by the time he came back, we had gone far. We had made over 32% in profit on top of the small lot that we recorded. You see, so he came back to me. He came back to me to own up to his mistake, and he said he's sorry. The person probably is in this call, and he has been with us now since that time till now. Some of us might even leave now because of maybe back and forth. The market is taking shape, and they're not having what they want to have. And then in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months, you will be sorry that either you would have come back or you will be sorry that you left in the first place. So I am trying to just make us to understand that what is standing between you and succeeding with Evergreenffx is not Evergreenffx. It is time and your understanding. Because if you misunderstand us and you refuse to give us fair hearing to understand us, and maybe if you give us fair hearing and we explain to you and maybe you refuse to understand, because some people will always have probably their own agenda. If things are not done the way they want it, they are not interested. I want to tell you that for free, that in the next 5 years, Evergreen will still be here, and you would have missed out. For what we have here, there's no technical issue here that has not been addressed. Everybody that has any peculiar issue, we are in touch with the person and we are fixing it. These issues of laws not reflecting, we have told you that we are making sure that it gets fixed. We are just at the beginning of the month. Nobody's paying profit share now. And before, in the next few days, it will be done. Now, I wanted to bring to our notice something, people that want to migrate to the Giant account. If you want to delete your account with GDI and move to Giant, you don't need to add account again. Everything will be done automatically. I think the update will be done by the time we are done with this meeting. I think it is loading now. You do not have any problem. If you have any issue, ask your leader or reach out to some of our admin and they will clear you. We take decisions and we know the reasons why we take the decisions, and we always have their interests at heart first. Sometimes I see people coming to talk and they don't know that they are actually, if we are to implement the ideas they are bringing to the table, it will affect them negatively more than it affects us as a company. So we put you first because we know that by putting you first, we help you and help ourselves because we want to be in business. So all the suggestions that you have made here, some of them, I'm afraid you might be disappointed temporarily because we will not be able to take it up immediately because we know that they are not going to work. But what we have before you is something that you can make do with. If you joined us December and you've not made any profit, don't be in a hurry. Calm down. This is Forex. And I can assure you that we have a track record and we have not changed. When I say things, I say them with my full chest because I am not saying that maybe we are hoping. I am very sure that we are going to give you the result that you never imagined. All you need to do is to just calm down and stay with us and give us your understanding and your cooperation and not be self-destructive, because some people, the way they are going, it's more like self-destruction because you subscribe to a company, you get angry and you leave, and then the same company is doing well, it does not change anything. It's not fair on you. So we are trying to protect you from self-destructing. We want you to understand with us. Don't be angry. If you're angry, you are free to rant and speak up. Probably to our, if you come to my DM and say, oh, even if you call me names, I won't retaliate. I won't get angry. I will understand that maybe you are emotional. I've had people call me names in the past. People who know me call me on phone and say, this Evergreen is bullshit. I don't want to do it again. Give me my money. And then the same people call me and say, sorry, we are happy now. On Friday, people made a lot of money, both on the Evergreen Giant and the GDI. There were no plenty people posting on the groups, sharing testimonies. But any day that there's drawdown, you see people coming out to say all kinds of things. And if we were working with the emotions of clients, we would have folded or closed shop by now. I'm a long-term player. I'm not a greedy person. As a person, my team members too are long-term players. They are not greedy. In the next 5 years, if you have $10,000 in your account and you grow it with Evergreen in the next 5 years, you'll be a millionaire in dollars. It's not negotiable. But can you do that? And can you understand? Because there will be period that you will have losses, just like some of us have losses now. Many persons who are not in this call now are never going to complain because they have been with us for the past 7 months, and even these losses that we've recorded is not affecting them. So do not let this period sway you or discourage you. Be encouraged. I'm assuring you on behalf of the team that this is not a multi-level marketing. It does not in any way appear or resemble. If you are having a misconception because of the timing of our decisions, we apologize because it has to be that way. But we are here, and your fears are the fears you might have. You don't have to have them again because it's not really what you think. We are here, and you are in good hands. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. I'm sure we are getting together as much as possible. One thing I know for sure, I won't change my language. Remember last year I said the best gift I got in 2022. I won't change it. I said the best gift I got in 2022 was Evergreenffx. Now, why I have to say this, whatever is happening in the market notwithstanding, has not changed the fact that I meant what I was saying, because I think I posted something the other day. I said, Evergreen is anti-Ponzi, because I hated Ponzi with passion. And when I saw something that was going to help, I know a lot of people might have had, just like I have interacted with so many boats before now, and I still have a lot of friends who are using some boat, quite expensive, and there's a month, one of my friends have to even disconnect from a particular boat, but that same boat, a friend have been using it. This is his 8 to 9 years. And somebody have to get angry and got disconnected from it. But that fellow is using it for more than 8 to 9 years. And somebody got angry and removed himself, eventually. And this is the same thing that somebody was using. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to move fast because our time is fast spent. There are so many suggestions I got, and then I'm going to read it out to us. I wrote down some before now. I'm sure some of us who have negative, because somebody chatted with me about the negative. I actually observed that, and I think I was doing a chat with Mr. Goswee, and before somebody dream after on about the negative. Thank God we've heard that it's going to be adjusted and then everything will be okay. I want to encourage us on something, not even only in Forex or the platform we are now on Evergreenffx. If there's anything that kills him more, it's emotion. I always tell my wife most time, I say, hey, madam, you don't because of one trouble and cause another one. I've observed it in life. When you because of one trouble and cause another one, the one that you because of and cause another one will be solved. What about the one you cause? Those ones don't easily go. And that's the same thing when things happen. You are angry, it's better you don't even talk. Sometimes you want to chat based on that. That's emotion. It's going to give us a lot of headache. Now, I would have loved, because, time is on our side, maybe eventually we can still have talking about the drawdown in the market. I will just summarize it. I think on one of our forum or one of our partners forum, I have to play a video, I sent a screenshot of a boat that was running, effectively, and I showed them a drawdown. And this boat has done, overall performance has done 197%. But guess what? The boat was showing we have had highest drawdown and they wrote 50%. I asked people, I said, what do you understand by that? Meaning that there was a time on this same thing that had recorded so far 197% profit. There was a time we will look into that account was 50% gone. That is floating loss. Now, but because somebody have understanding of what he was doing, I said, when you are in Evergreenffx, just understand that you are building wealth. I agree and I understand some of us, I say, oh, I'm getting monthly income. Maybe you have to stay for a while and see that you have built a portfolio to an extent when even a drawdown happen, it can never go back to that your capital that was running, and that will give you an edge. Okay, so many things that we complain about, I'm sure so many of them have been addressed and have told us, please, we're in the forum and perhaps we still have some of the things that we're unable to take. I would love you constructively. Why not? Constructively, you can type send to your upline and then let them forward it to the management and they will look at it. And I think I love the suggestion given by somebody was talking about maybe company will bring up policy. And then I really thank Evergreenffx. I'm this type of person, many will think that I am a good person. I am not a good person. And that's why I cannot run community system. I am not good. If you know me one-on-one, I'm not good. What do I mean by that? I don't have energy to manage people. Especially when it has to do with money. If I had to call King Dave that day, I said, shut up your phone. I cannot just imagine how you are breathing now. I said, please shut up your phone. I don't even want you to on your phone and all of that because I know how human being we can behave. And a lot say, oh no, this is a testing boat and all of that. I know good thing that when good things are happening, we always jump up. When it go the other way around, we get disappointed and start talking and talking and talking. Good thing that we're saying we want to harness the way forward and then be able to arrive at the best thing for ourselves. So all the losses we've seen cure on our account, you have had it, just allow time be. But I would still want to urge the management to still interact and discuss things out better with Mr. J.A., who was talking. I can understand when he was saying that, okay, even if others are going to recover, their drawdown, if it take them 2 months to recover, that means his own may take him 4 months. No, I'm just using an instance. So perhaps I would love the management to interact, perhaps discuss, some other, thing with him, and then perhaps, one-on-one interactions with him, and then get certain things clarified and all of that. For those of us, I know a good number of us were disappointed. And I'm sure those of you who started with Evergreenffx in December are more disappointed. But I can tell you for free, I was, in fact, I think it was in 19 or 17, I said, market liquidity is over. And then when they say, oh, we're not trading from 20 and all that, I say, wow, this is fantastic. These are some proof to me. Yeah, sometimes too, we are of different strategies. Now, you can see some trades that were taking, you say, if it's me, I will never take this trade. The question I ask somebody is that, on your own, have you grown money for 5 consecutive years? And how far have you grown that money? Because some trade, you say, if it were me, I would never take this trade. Why did they enter the trade? And now it has gone lost. Now, for you that have been doing, I'm not saying this arrogantly. I will tell people, because I've told somebody to close the account and move away. That's why I said, Evergreenffx management, kudos to you guys, because there are things you guys are doing, which is good, because you are serving public, and that's why you have to absorb a lot of things. That I have to tell the lady, you know what? Withdraw your money, let me have peace. I don't have energy to cope. If I win my house, when you give me trouble so much, I just shut down and then go. So kudos to you. And of course, what is good, and what is worth doing well. And of course, definitely there will always be room for improvement. I will quickly want to go to some of those suggestions we highlighted. I'm not taking word from our mouth. Talking about the upgrade of the account, I want to plead, if it's possible, was that, because I'm taking it from the affiliate marketer's point of view right now, the affiliate point of view of migration. There are a good number of people who are affiliate, who have probably don't even have made a big account that they are trading with me. They just have only $300 or $500 on their GDI. And then they have built in, possibly maybe they are in rank 2 or 3. Yeah, being in rank 3 or 3 or 2 or 3, now migrating to the next, to the like giant, meaning that, okay, the GTI is already override. And once the override, we're meant to understand that that other one is closed and all the members there, you lost them. I don't know how company or management is going to look into this because it can be painful. If I want to, because I know all of them, we want to, I want to upgrade, and they want to upgrade. I don't put it to people as for me, my own conclusion was that no, there's no need for me to abandon one and all of that. Somebody asked me, is there wisdom there? I said, if you're an affiliate builder, you have like 70 people in your team on the GDI, and say, let me move away. And these 70 people are your asset, because your network is your net worth. So then, if I must now go in and I do not have money to migrate, I'm just speaking generally now for affiliate people, I do not have enough money to migrate into the next, and I have ecosystem. But in my ecosystem, let's say I have 70 people in my ecosystem, and 50 of them want to now do Giant and have not activated my account. What invariably means is that I wouldn't have a link to give to them. That means they have to use another person. I don't know. I know this is not a network marketing system, but I don't know how the management is going to help them or people in that category, whereby, maybe just a suggestion, whereby I run a system sometime, we call it cooling system, that have 3-layer subscriptions, 3-layer subscription. And these 3-layer subscriptions was, okay, go ahead.
All right, sir. I want to make something to bring something to our attention. You know, this is a stakeholders meeting, right?
Yes.
So it's beautiful. This is a very beautiful meeting. I want to thank you so much for this meeting once again. Now, the reason why we decided to structure the subscription to the Giants, but the way we structured it is because of what happened in the community. Like you said, that managing community is a very difficult thing, and that you, of course, I've interacted with you on a personal basis, and I know how you do your things, that you can hardly tolerate the kind of things we see in Evergreen. Now, if you notice, we did promo when the Giants system was launched newly for 72 hours, right? For 20 persons.
Yes.
Do you know that the persons that got registered in this promo, most of them migrated after connecting to the Giant button 1 or 2 days after seeing how the thing is operating, sold their Evergreen accounts. People started selling this is at the point where we had concluded the code to just push an update in all, because we wanted to give all users that discount to be continuous, for them to be able to if you choose to move to be in the 2, you could subscribe to the Giant and still retain. But we discovered that people are selling their accounts. You know, when you look at these things, this is just the same thing with us. We've seen all kinds of frauds. We've seen some people using the Evergreen trading results to scam people, to run an investment and do more. There's an investment company that crashed just few months back that was running on Evergreen, and they could not even be how would I say, frugal about it. They became greedy and started running it as a Ponzi scheme. They could not even pay returns based on what they are seeing, based on the returns they are getting from Evergreen. So you see, people do all kinds of things. When I say many persons are ungrateful, so you can't have us do things for the community, and then the community bastardizes, comes at us, and then trying to destroy us. Because by the time you give people discounts and they are selling the other accounts, what would you do? You know, so our hands are tied. We want to help. We want to make things easier for people to be able to benefit and do whatever they want to do. But you can't kill yourself for these guys. How can you be selling accounts? For, more like marketing coming to DMs. Even some of them even came to market their account to us without knowing that we are part of the admin. That have gone to the giant. I want to sell my account. Since everything is doing 200, I will give it for you for $100, and you can connect the account, this and that. You see, so some of them might be in this call. This is not supposed to be said here because, but I just said let me just drop this here so that you do with it whatever you want to do. So you understand the kind of things we face from the management point of it. Some of these guys will still come on the group and be writing all kinds of rubbish and being so disruptive with their criticism, and you wouldn't know really what they want to achieve. And then if you try to calm them, tell them, maybe admonish them, they will say you are not taking criticism and all that. They say the lizard fell from a tree, and then he looked for who is going to praise him, and nobody. And he started nodding his head. He said, "Yes, I have tried. I don't need any client to come to my DM and tell me that we are doing well before I will know we've done so much. And we are just ready to start doing so much. And we are not going back because of some unscrupulous elements. No, we can't do that. We are going to continue heads on, and people that have chosen to get blessed with everything will get blessed. That's just it. So, but this should just show you the kind of people we are dealing with.
Wow.
So this is the reason why there's nothing we can do as it is now. The only thing we can do is, I don't know. But for now, if you want to just follow the company structure as it is. Here is the reason why it's not going to be possible for us to do some kind of things, because they are already, there are other frauds that people have attempted to do, if not because we have a system that if any person tries anything, we always know from the very first time one person does it. This business would have been over because of some people doing all kinds of things. Even when we do everything to make sure that you keep your money with yourself, you do whatever, you must still try to defraud the system. If you don't want to be with us, can't you just move to whatever you want to move to and leave people to be in the business alone? So it's what it is.
Wow. Okay, thank you very much for that. Very lastly, before I know King Alex and other persons, and then Mr. Goswe may want to wrap up with us so that we close for the night. What I actually want to say again about the affiliates, that you just imagine, of course, I remember from the one I always say, please, let's be careful with people who are just network marketers. They are funny people. Network marketing has no issue, but the practice of people around it are very crazy. Yeah. Now, genuinely from my heart, I know a good number of people who perhaps, even when they are going to do giant, it may take them some time, not because perhaps because their disposition. Number one, they perhaps will have built, maybe they are targeting, I'm already in rank 2 or rank 3, and I'm going to, because they are affiliate net marketers. And trust me, some of those type of person genuinely from their heart, they will run both their giant and all of that, knowing fully well that they will continue to market Evergreenffx. Let me tell you, the reason is this. They will continue to market Evergreenffx, and they know definitely they are going to have different clients who will just say, okay, I can only have $500, or I can only have $700, whereby I put in $500 to my account and I put $200 to start with. Being that those people to their marketing may be an affiliate people too, who perhaps can activate their account and having a target to run that account and using the GTI and build an affiliate to raise fund to be able to subscribe for the giant, not because of giant subscription at $500 though, but looking at, I need $500 for the giant and I need $1,000 for my equity. So you will see how for real, genuine, serious-minded people who are building their affiliate on the GDI. Now, this is what, some of those messages I got, and I have to draw out some inference from it to say, okay, is it possible for the management to help? I'm not talking about management to help and tell people, hey, come and subscribe because some suggestion they gave. I'm not in the position to do anything. But is it possible? This is the consideration I'm talking about. The consideration is this. I'm on GDI. I do not have money to subscribe for the giant. Not that the company should give me free, not that the company should allow me to use it without paying, but I now have 50 out of my 70 people who want to go to giant. I'm not on giant. If they use another person link, I've lost them and they can't keep waiting for me. They are going to start. Now, and I say, I run a system like that before, where on the ecosystem, I think I was on the side that I love the fact that we now just create a button on the Evergreenffx GDI where somebody can just upgrade maybe through a tab and then subscribe, and which was very nice. Now, what is there any, a bridge that is possible for them to have a pending pause, I can't say, whereby I'm just suggesting possibilities, whereby I'm on GDI and all my people want to subscribe for Giant, but I'm not yet on Giant. That means I wouldn't have a link to sign them on. Is there a tab that can be created whereby my ecosystem can still do, but I cannot access it? I cannot access my referral commissions. And then when I now finally, perhaps have money, and then those, my pending commission can be given to me instead of losing my people. That's one. Two, yeah, that's one. Because I know that those people already
networkers.
Yeah, I'm a father of many. So when you have many children, you can't just be in one way. And that's what definitely I know it will happen, because good number of them will want to run both their giant and all that. But of course, financially, they are limited not to have able to go for giant. And it will be very painful for them if they now, because of that, because some of their friends now are asking, I want to do giant. If you don't upgrade now, I will just move away. And then they now have to upgrade and forgo that the other account, meaning they've lost those people according to it, and go for giant. Maybe out of these 70 people who are even pressurizing them, only 10 now subscribe to giant. Now I keep looking back, all these my people now, I will still be growing with them, because eventually some other people wouldn't move at the same time and they still keep trading. And then they'll be calculating, the residual affiliate profit share they are making on their GDI and all of that, say, I'm not getting it. So at their possibility, well, I have to leave management to look at how those things can be reconciled, if it's possible, to help some of those affiliates. I know what affiliate can do. And that's one of the lovely things I will always say. Not like the speaker was saying, maybe company have them move from possibility of doing service delivery into networking. Well, I can tell you for free, I'm not defending the management. I've seen a lot of network marketing platforms and all of that, who perhaps what they just come to do is just to scoop you out of your money. One of the fantastic things about this is this. I'm not saying this for the management to say we are changing this. I am not going to be surprised in the next 2 years, God helping us, and Evergreenffx going greener and greener. I'm not saying that companies should go and do it, but I'm not going to be surprised if after 2 years, you are coming to Evergreenffx, even both the GDI and the giant. The GDI may be $1,000 and the giant may be $3,000. I'm not going to be surprised over the years that there will be a need of review where even the subscription may be yearly. I'm not going to be surprised. This is why he that starts with you may not end with you, and he that will go far with you may not stress you. So, but the truth of the matter is that we have seen a lot, and we have seen a lot of people promise heaven on earth and couldn't anything. But you are now having a system that want to really build from the source. Of course, we can have challenges and all of that. So for that, I can tell you for sure, we have some, dislocations, but definitely the fracture will be amended and everything will be okay. So at this point in time, I will leave management to think and ponder on it. And I've said other people who still have some things to suggest, because some of us came late, and then still have some other things to suggest. You can type it, send to your leaders, and then we can send it across. to the management. So at this point in time, I want to invite Mr. Goswill, Mr. King Alex. Probably they have other things to wrap up, because I love the way King Dave have just wrap about the emotional intelligence and trading ethics and all of that. And perhaps other thing we want to wrap up for everyone. I'm sure we are good. Yes, fine. Some of your issues may not be attended to properly, but definitely you should know that this is a management that don't just stay afar and don't have a nonchalant attitude. No, it's a management that listen. I want to always embrace things to work properly. Mr. Anthony?
Yeah, Mr. Felix, thank you so much for that awesome one. Thank you for, this meeting is actually your call, because you are in touch with many of our members and you thought it wise to suggest this, and we thought it wise to, make it come to pass. So I want to thank you so much for bringing in this idea, and we have adopted this, and we've said every week, starting from next week, on Saturdays, we can be having a brief training, talking about Evergreenffx model and the Forex market. So because we have observed that, in a nutshell, the issues we are having most of the time is understanding. I've been trading for some time. King Alex have been trading for over 15 years. King David have traded for years, more than 10 to 15 years, with managing some institutional accounts as a professional. So then the tech team we have are not people that are newbies. They have over 35 years combined experience. So the truth is, when you hear from Mr. Felix himself, I've been trading for many, many years. We have other traders here like Mr. Reke, many other Forex traders. For me personally, I've had months where I was not in profit, but I understand that this is how the market works. Now, when you have an understanding of something, it calms your nerves down, right? I've even had a 3 months long run where I was not in profit, but I understand, because if you chase the markets, you will get hurt. So the conclusion of what many members want the company to do is to chase the market. They don't understand that every pair have strategies. Every pair have their own strategies, their own uniqueness. All right. And if you use emotions, you will definitely get hurt. If you want to do counter trading, you want to attack because you have some loss, you will go into more loss. So someone was talking to me, complaining bitterly about some of these things. I told her, asked her a question. A company that I've traded for 8 months and closed only 1 month in loss, what will you say of that? Are they good or very good? Or are they worse or bad? She answered, said good. Because, what other proof do you need? If, like King David said, you joined the company in the latter part where you are not in profit yet, it's a matter of time. All right? It's a matter of time. So if the company wants to, try to make profit for you, you will definitely you would see yourself getting hot, because that pressure will not go. Like he said, I have people, some of our leaders are here. I know some of them who have told me about some people that pull out because of the way the market was going and tried other things and got blown. We've seen it over and over again. So my advice to everyone is, except it is extremely important for you to pull out, all right, maybe for emergencies or whatever. If it is about profitability and you're trying to get to, I will advise kindly, just be patient. But if you think you want to make it, of course, that's why it's decentralized, like I always say. You can try out other things. But the truth is, we like keeping it real. And that's just the truth. We like keeping it real, telling you how it is. And many people will not do this. They can come here, promise you, sugarcoat things, and promise you things, and not tell you the real facts of how Forex is. This is what it is. So embrace it, develop the mindset of a trader. If someone asks you, have you made profit with Evergreenffx? Let them understand that Forex trading is going on. And we might not be in profit now, but we will be in profit shortly. All right. So thank you all so much. Thank you, Mr. Felix, for the amazing one and for putting this together. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Please, as for the
Alex?
plight of, sorry, Mr. Felix, I just wanted to add something. As for the plight of affiliate marketers, that people that may not have the financial models of migrating to JAD, but they have people that want to, all those things. We are going to look into it technically and see how, what is possible. I really appreciate your explanation. I've seen things from a different light, and I can see that we will definitely, I'm assuring us that we'll definitely come up with a way, something that will work and make things easier for people that find themselves in that category. Yeah. I am not making promises of free things or unrealistic things, but I will make sure that we make effort as a team to see what we can do. To make sure that people that find themselves in that category can, by just giving themselves a little push, it will not be as hard as it is maybe now as it would have been for them. Thank you.
I really appreciate. King Alex, you have something to say? Okay, King Alex is like, are you?
Okay, thank you. But I noticed my namesake is also there. So
yeah.
I don't know. Let's say, are you there, Alex?
I think he was in. Let me check again.
Yes, yeah, Alex, I'm in. No, I'm in.
Okay, so over to you. Kindly speak to us.
Well, I guess I've been quiet. Like, this is one of the most educative meetings I've joined. And like, seriously, I wish every person on the various group is here right now. I think would have a better understanding of this opportunity and a more, tension-free house. But at least I'm still glad we had over 50 at the point in time now, 41 participants here, and thank God it's been recorded. Now, one thing I've come to understand, basically, most times when I talk, people try to associate me with management of Evergreen. So usually I have to clear the air off when, like, I'm just an independent marketer, or I've seen this project and, I've just decided that this is just what I want to do for 2023. Yes. And basically, that is the only thing I'm pushing right now, not because of anything, not because of the rewards, but because I think I've seen the vision of Evergreen. I'm ready to key into this vision, no matter where it drags us into. And I'm very positive about this. Now, like, there was something that Mr. Gossi said. He said he likes keeping it real. And, he's not a motivational speaker and all that. And seriously, that's just one of the reasons why I'm buying into this vision. We are not talking about motivational speaking here. We're talking about facts. And one thing I think it was also mentioned is you do not just judge your success. I was here when someone was complaining, I think it was a lady who said, basically, she's disappointed and so many other things. Well, I wouldn't blame you because we are humans. We get emotional. Every one of us also have our own disappointments one way or the other. It's normal. But one thing I can let you know is this. When you're thinking in a business, I want you to consider something. It's not just about saying, okay, any business they will tell you hit and run. No, enter now as they hot. Just not that Ponzi. A business stands the test of time the older it gets. A business is like wine. The older a business gets, the long lasting it is, then the better it is for you. Some will tell you, okay, it's paying now, let's rush in and all that. And that's the mindset many of us are still using in Evergreen, right? Let's just rush in. I'm in the business, first month, second month, third month. I need to make 2x my capital. Let me quickly cash in and cash out. For crying out loud, this is the forex market. As long as the forex market is there, Evergreen will be there for you. And that's the truth. And if you want to make money out of Evergreen, trust me, think long term. Not just, I joined in January, this is just the first week of March, I am disappointed already. Some of us joined last year, July. And that is why we can boldly tell you, trust the system. Most times, I don't really spend so much time looking at the markets 247 and all that. It's only maybe the days I'm jobless that I would even say I'm the one looking at the markets to start having heart attack. That's because what we have learned to trust the system. God's grace, when Evergreen is celebrating 1 year July, we would also be there to say, yes, we started this thing from the beginning. We bought into this idea and we'll be proud of ourselves. Now, I just want everyone to relax, calm your tensions. So many of us have unresolved issues, which the management has promised to resolve one way or the other. Let's just give Evergreen the space, because sometimes even the tension we mount on Evergreen sometimes, if like Mr. Felix said, God knows that I don't have that kind of chill, because in my group, the way people approach things, I will just remove you. If you know, it's one thing to ask a question, it's one thing to be insultive with a question. You know, it's better you ask a question, hey, sorry, I don't understand my drawdown. Like, can someone explain this for me? Then they just come into a group and say, what is happening? Admin, do something. I'm seeing 80% drawdown in my account. Everybody is scared. We run to the account to see that it's just a 10% drawdown. Meaning you don't even have to calculate a drawdown. Rather than just say, please, I don't know, this is what I'm seeing in my account. Hope everything is okay. You come into the group and say, I'm having 80% drawdown. Let that mean do something about it. You know, we all can be mature in our approach to everything. And trust me, let me just summarize it for you. Guys, learn to trust the system. I personally, I don't have heart attacks the way most of you do. Seriously, because if from July till now, March, we've experienced the good side and the bad side, man, I don't see why I should be having sleepless nights looking at my account 247. In the first place, why did you allow a robot to trade for you? Is it not to take the stress off you? So why creating a natural stress for yourself and, you know, not sleeping well and all that? So based on my experience, I've learned to trust the system, and I can assure you all too, once you learn to trust the system, Evergreen is here to stay. It is not a Ponzi scheme. It's not where you cash in and cash out. For those of you who are still on the sideline, I would always tell you, do not be in a hurry, because every business is like wine. The older it gets, the better it is. So no one is pressurizing you. No one is forcing you. And you yourself, marketers, don't pressurize people actually. If you have confidence in this thing, the much as I do, you will learn to take your time and just let people watch for themselves. Let's see how the business go. So thanks so much, Mr. Felix, for organizing this. Thanks, Mr. David, for being on the call. You're always a motivator, seriously. Mr. Goswin, my guy. Thanks on my namesake. Man, thanks for giving me this opportunity to say a word or two, and I do not take it for granted. I really appreciate you guys.
Right, thank you very much. I think we have spent so much time, and with the promise that, that the management have made from subsequently from next week, we're going to be having, which I'm in support of that, and whereby people come around, get detailed about how the system runs, just to understand the system. Because one of the greatest enemy of this and the worst type of knowledge is assumption. The worst type of knowledge is assumption. So a lot of people assume things and all of that. And I will calm some of us down, jogging and jumping to conclusion when something happened just because it goes south against you. It's so terrible. That is a food. Just like what Mr. Les was talking about in his room. Hey, my account is 80% drawdown. What are you for real? And so please, I will beg us. And then those of us who are team leader, always educate your people at your own level. Educate them. I'm not a motivational speaker. I don't market people. I share things with you. And I tell friends, if I share things with you, you are lucky. Thank your God. Because I'm so preoccupied that I may not even remember telling you. Okay, so please, I will beg us leaders and to affiliate people, share it honorably the way it is. And of course, this platform that will be doing, having a kind of system, understanding the system regularly is going to help us a lot. Till you will just see that over time, some of those bad eggs in the system will be filtered out. Because one of the good things that loving Evergreenffx is that it's not going to attract all those network marketers, those junkies, MLM junkies. It can never attract MLM junkies because MLM junkies, they always see where they join, they pay their 50% of people's money. And I wonder where they're going to see the money to redeem to the profit they promised those people. And those are the things they love. So we may have sanity over the years and all of that. Thank you very much for your time. Those of us who have honored this, making possible. And for some of those points we have highlighted, I will do well in harnessing them together properly, and I will send it across to the management. Of course, anyone we omitted and that was not trust properly, of course, I trust they're going to look at it accordingly. And I'm sure some of us who just came in, late, you wanted to say one or two things and all of that. Please, over time, you can send to your leaders. And please, if you have your account disconnected, I think that's some of the routine you can always check. Perhaps you have issues and all of that. Always communicate across, to the support, and then they would be able to take care of it. Or you reach out to your leader will be able to take care of it. Thank you very much for your time, everyone. And I say congratulations to us, because I'm sure some of us have been able to have some good interaction tonight, and of course have at least a kind of reassurance. Only God is our assurance though, and then we have a reassurance as much as possible. If you love this platform and if you love people to go out of Ponzi scheme, I'm very sure you will want to put your heart to this thing to see how it will work effectively. So together we're going to create more abundance. Thank you very much for your time. Do have a nice rest, and God bless you.